Hello, welcome back, dear ones. Today I'm going to answer a question that somebody had, which was very interesting. He was saying, basically, looking for the connection between us and the higher self. He was saying, if we use the analogy of a computer game, so if we live in a computer game, and there is kind of a plan and there is a certain structure given to each character in the game, which means each character has their role and each character has their tools and their tasks that they should fulfill. Then he was saying, are we not hacking the game by connecting to the higher self and the spirit plane, which means to the player? Are we not hacking the computer game if we try to get contact with that, connect with that, the higher self, let's say, rather than, that's kind of his question, and that's where he sees the contradiction, rather than staying within the character and using this game to fulfill our given tasks, right? So are we not kind of disrupting and disturbing the game by connecting to the higher self, by connecting to the player, and then changing something on the higher level? And for anyone else who has wondered about this, it's a very interesting way of looking at things. Thank you for the question. Yes, I want to share my perspective on this, which includes different aspects, right? The first one is that, yes, the analogy of a computer game is great because it means that you acknowledge that we live in a reality that has been created and that there could be lots of games and there could be lots of realities. Now, if we see ourselves as the avatar and if we see ourselves that we have certain tasks to do and certain tools and certain given rules which we can move around because this is our program, right? That is also true. But, oh yeah, and he was also asking, is the purpose maybe to actually get onto the consciousness level of the player and move beyond the avatar? And this is exactly the point. If we stay, like most people on the planet still actually think that the computer game is real life and that they are the avatar, right? So for most people, reality is reality. You are who you are within that and you move around within that. And that's real. And now some other people, more and more actually, are waking up to the fact that, oh, this feels very much like that's not all there is to it. And certain experiences verify to them that there is a lot more. And they realize, hang on a minute, I'm not just the avatar. I am actually the player, right? So let's say you can see the player as your higher self, right? Okay, I'm the player. But that is also not the complete reality either, because that's only one level. If we go onto the player's level, we can look down into the game and we can change certain things with what we do, and we're not trapped in the avatar anymore. But many people would describe this as the observer mode, right? You observe yourself as the character and you observe everything that is going on. And that is good in terms of moving beyond the 3D level consciousness and expanding your consciousness. But there is more to us because we're not just only the player. We're the game, we're the computer, we're the software, we're the hardware, we are the room that the player is playing in, we are the world that the player is playing in, and in fact, we're everything beyond that room, beyond that universe. We are those universes, we are everything. We are creative, divine energy. We are a part of Source. There is nothing else but Source energy. Everything comes from Source energy, and we are a part of that. And we are very active, creative part of that. which is cool because it gives us stuff to do and stuff to experience. So now the question is, okay, this means, am I leaving my role that was given to me, and am I doing something wrong by accessing the higher self? And am I actually, by leaving the avatar level, am I doing something wrong by hacking the game and by changing things? Should I not just stay within my certain programs to fulfill my tasks and then leave again? Is that not my job? And no, that's not the job. The job is actually, and this is why we're here. That's my perspective on it. We are here to live this 3D illusion as if it was real, and to completely get lost in our avatar reality and personality. We think this is us, right? With everything. With our history, with our experiences, with our thoughts, with our emotions. We think that's us. And that's cool, because there are not that many places in the universe where you get this illusion of separation and this illusion of a world. So we think that's us and we live in this. But the purpose of it is not to live in it as unconsciously as possible and stay in it. It is to awaken to the fact that we are the player and everything else, actually. And that we're every other avatar as well. Every single one of them is us. There's one player. So all of them, us, just us. There is nothing else, because we're part of the creator energy and part of source. And why we come here is actually to awaken to that fact and to realize that we are more than the avatar. And there is more to do than just fulfill and go through the motions and follow programs. Because then we become truly free. And what does that mean? Who are we then? If you look at what the avatar always wants and tries to get in lots of different ways, healthy ways, not so healthy ways, we always want to be happy in some way, shape, form. We want to be happy. So we do lots of stuff every day because we think it will make us happier. Even in the littlest, tiniest bit, even if we take a piece of chocolate, or if we, it doesn't matter what, I don't need to tell you, you know yourself. So people do stuff from the motivation of, maybe this will make me a little bit happier, or more joyful, or more peaceful, or more connected, or more loved, or more loving, or, right, those things. And why is that? Now the question is, why is that? Even if somebody is really ruthless and wants power and wants influence, you can say, well, why? Because they feel happier in experiencing that. If they didn't feel happy, they wouldn't go after it. Now, why is that? Because that's us. Because our essence is happiness, is joy, is health, is abundance, is love. That is who we are. And even in the 3D avatar life, this is where we are being pulled towards. Not always in the best ways, like somebody might not have the kind of loving pull, more like the self-happiness pull in terms of greed or power or whatever, but still it's this strive and desire to feel happy and happier. Because it's our essence. Because it's our essence. And once you realize, this is who I truly am. I'm not the avatar. I am joy. And this is why the avatar is always looking around to experience more joy and happiness and freedom and light and openness. Then you realize that, okay, if this is what the avatar wants to create within their little ways again and again, but I am actually that already, now you can, from the level of the player, of the higher self, higher consciousness, now you can send that and all the tools to the avatar. so that the avatar gets provided with everything to create that in their experience. Does that make sense? Once we move onto the level of our higher self and we realize we are soul, we are creative energy, we are consciousness, and we can let our avatar know and benefit from that, we realize ourselves in lots of different ways, but also within the avatar's game, within this life. We realize our potential, make our potential real in this character life, through this character. And this is why it is such a gift to actually have a human body and have a human personality and to live in this illusional world. Because it gives us the experience of seemingly being separated, finding our way back to being united again with who we really are, remembering, and then bringing all that wisdom and love and joy and happiness into the 3D world, into the matrix, let's say, fulfill the character with it, and give the character the chance to already experience it within the game. We can be so happy, you have no idea how happy you can be on this planet within your life here. But then not only to let the avatar benefit from this wisdom and everything else, but everyone and everything, which means you become very bright if you allow your higher self's light to shine through you. And this is contagious. You will send this light on and pass it on to others around you, to the planet, to the whole game. You make it brighter. And this is actually what's happening more and more now, because more and more people realize I am the player. I'm not this little trapped human in victim mode. I chose victim mode. I chose to believe it, but I'm the player. And as the player, I can give myself whatever I need to manifest whatever I want, to make myself happy, the avatar happy, and to share this happiness and abundance and fulfillment with the other players, with the other avatars. And this is why we're here, so that the whole game becomes illuminated and a song of joy and of like a tribute to creation and creational power, and not this dark earth with dark, dense consciousness, separated seemingly from the divine universe. Seemingly, so it's not separated, but to make it brighter and more luminous. So yes, this is, in my perspective, why we're here. Not to play the role of the avatar as best as we can, but to realize that's not really who we are. We're the higher level. We're the ones outside of the matrix and in the matrix. But the true self is outside of the matrix, outside of the game. Okay, for today, I'm going to love you and leave you, and we will talk again next time.